Oh no. Hehe. If you're there, hello, my Chrome just froze for a moment. Hey, Chidori, hey, now I see you. Very interesting. Okay. Yeah, I think we're good. We should be good. Or not. Come on. Yeah, Chrome is not really feeling it tonight. Okay, okay. Hey, Yuri. Okay, I hope everything is alright. Am I lagging or something? I think not. Right? Very, very weird. Do I have anything weird that's open now? Just a game. Alright, you let me know if anything is amiss. I think should be okay. Alright, so I already started here because every time I try to load I get that music sound bug, so I try to load before we start the stream. Hopefully we won't be plagued by the bug too much when we keep going with the alternate and bad ends and so on. But anyway, here we are. I researched a little bit the extra content. Chidori was very kind to help me and explain a few things, so we decided that it makes the most sense for the first ending to be explored to be the More Than Friends one. And we get that by going back to this choice of doing Chidori's hair and saying no, which is heartbreaking. But here we go. Alright. So, no, there's no point in that now. When I look across at Chidori's open smile, I realize it's unnecessary.
どうしたの? いや、またらしくない真似をするところだったよ。と、さっさと食べないと冷めちまうな。
I hurriedly stuff a bite of cutlet into my mouth. While it's still warm, it's unfortunately lost its crispness. Oh well, it's bringing good luck is just a silly superstition anyway.
ね
え。Alright.
なんだよ。私の分はやらないぞ。
Okay.
その、らしくない真似というの、私、してみてもいいかしら。
She hangs her head, but it seems she's just blushing this time rather than struggling with anything.
お願いがあるの。明日の発表会で。
Of course. Of course I blush myself when I hear my media partner's request. I guess we can skip stuff now, right? What was it? We go to next or just skip? I think it was just next, right? Okay. Okay. I need to hide myself because of the point of view. There we go. She turns her face away to hide how red it is, and I'm filled with an overwhelming urge simply to hug her. My best friend in all the world.
大丈夫。踊れるわ。観客席で。
Hey, Mat-chan.
応援しているからな。
I watch my adorable Amitia partner go, then give my cheeks a light slap. My best friend said she'd be cheering me on. I'm not scared anymore. I adjust my costume, place my hands in front of my chest in the mime gesture that indicates sleep, then give myself a final inner pep talk as I quietly wait for the curtain to rise. Do we go through it all over again? The final piece of the ballet's second act starts to play. The scene is set a misty morning in the castle overgrown with thorny vines. A gentle melody evoking images of awakening. Is it the same as... Oh, okay. So, Princess Aurora's Wing, that seems familiar. The auditorium is so silent you could hear a pin drop. As silent as the castle itself, where time is at a standstill. The only thing that's audible is the gentle tune gradually building into something elegant and refined. It's the same until the last act. Okay, but I don't have a skip button. My senses are honed. Okay, you can read that. I lay prone on the stage, eyes closed, waiting for my moment. A spotlight comes on overhead, illuminating a single spot on the dark stage. Prince Desiree appears from stage right, and we share our kiss. Control works. Okay. It's just confusing because I was just relying on the next button in the UI to just go to the very first thing that's new. Okay. Let's see. Now we have to, you know, push through the slideshow, I guess. Oh, this is cute though. They're so cute. Adorable. And adorable number 2. Okay. Okay, I can't skip anymore, I think. Or... No, I can. Okay. It's so weird. Okay, now I can't skip anymore. Alright. There's a hint of autumn in the air as September draws to a close. And my memories of the ballet recital are starting to fade with the summer. However... It would seem that the fires stoked in my classmates on seeing their idol go all out at the recital are still burning. As I'm watching the class, the president turns to Chidori. Takasaki-san, 指導お願いできるかしら? ええ、構わないわ。She's still a bit taciturn, and she still rarely lets her emotions show on her face. But... ごめん、千鳥ん教えてくれる? Oh, she said Chidori! いいわ。私の前でピルエットを見せてくれるかしら? Thank you for the reminder. Yes, I forgot. I forgot. Here I am. Yeah, thanks. Compared to before, there's a marked difference in the impression she gives off. She watches with a serious expression as the elder Sasaki sister stands on her tiptoes and uses her arms to propel herself around in a spin. There's a line in the movie Sanjuro. You're like a drawn sword, sharp, naked, without a sheath. You cut well, but good swords are kept in their sheaths. While the core of her personality hasn't changed, it's as though the sharp edges she bore before have been wrapped in a soft, warm sheath. Which is why...
腕は回転を助けるためしっかり触れているわ。でも頭が動いてしまっている。首をつけなくてはダメよ。首をつける？首ちゃんとあるよ。
She puts her hand to her throat and tilts her head quizzically. Chidori narrows her eyes but patiently explains what she means.
みんなも受け入れ始めている。
That's cute. People no longer go out of their way to avoid her. They talk to her without hesitation and she responds in kind. In fact, it feels like I'm the one who's not changing.
変わる。
Every morning, she helps me dress and brings me breakfast. Then she takes me to class and we sit through our morning lessons. We have lunch in our room, then go back for more lessons. If either of us has something to do after class, we accompany the other until closing time. Then it's back to the dorms for dinner, after which she helps me bathe. Our daily routine is just the same as before. No, there is one thing that's different. Chidori has taken over with helping me bathe from Sister Basket. Yeah, that one little thing. Skip button OP? What do you mean? I don't think I should be skipping right now, right? No, this is fine. The ballet recital's over and done with and turns to a lingering memory as September moves leisurely on. Time passes by, and our daily life remains the same. Now, what I'm doing is the same, but the way I feel the passage of time is itself changing. When you're struggling with something, time becomes a cage and the days pass sluggishly. When you're filled with hopes and dreams, time flies by, and you become all the more aware that you can never get it back. Ah, no, alright, sorry, no worries. I was just making sure that I didn't misunderstand and that I'm not doing something wrong, but like the text seemed new, so it seemed fine for me to read it, but you know, I make mistakes all the time, so I want to double check. That's alright. Also, hi, how are you? Hope things are going alright. Our bodies are changing, and our hearts. When the ballet recital is finished, I enjoy a languid period inside time's cage, while Chidori, for her part, is flustered to find it rushing past. It's immediately after the ballet recital is over that I first realize how Chidori is trying to change. We've inherited the job of looking after the rabbits from Yatsushiro-senpai. While she's giving them their hay, I go fill the watering can and bring it back, cringing as it soaks my knees. I hand her the can and Chidori pours fresh water into their drinking bowls.
バレエに向き合おうと思っているの。
Aww. At first, I don't really understand what she's saying.
お前ほど熱心にバレエの授業をやっているやつはいないだろうが。
No, she means professionally. My media partner elaborates.
学院を出て、もう一度バレエと向き合ってみようと思っているの。
Oof. She says it without any emotion. Her words hit me like a ton of bricks, though, and I remain silent. Or rather, I open and close my mouth like a fish, but unable to find the right response, I finally settle on saying nothing at all. However...
また、秘密の湖へ行ってみないか。
Aw. I find myself instinctively ducking the issue in order to put off having to respond properly.
できた！これできたよね！ええ、一点だけを見つめるの。そうすれば、酔ってしまうこともないわ。
Chidori speaks to her like she's tutoring a little kid. She instructs her charge to keep going over it while it's fresh in her memory, then walks over to me.
飲み物もらえる？ああ、どうぞ、お姫様。
She smiles at my joke, takes the proffered flask, and gulps down thirstily what's inside. Gazing at her white throat, I know that I have to give her my conclusion soon.
ありがとう。
When I fail to take the flask back, she looks at me with a strange expression, both confused and somewhat melancholy. I look back at my media partner.
例の秘密の湖なんだが、次の安息日に行かないか。
I turn over in bed for what feels like the 100th time this night. Every time I close my eyes, I find myself wondering about what the heck I'm going to say tomorrow. I should have known that our next day off was this Sunday. In other words, tomorrow. But in my impatience to escape this limbo, I'd just thrown it out there without thinking. I think to myself, as soon as we meet, I wanted to get rid of her. And after spending a bit of time together, I was so fed up of her that I wanted her gone even more. But now... the idea that we'll only be together until we graduate is enough to bring my spirits down. Should she quit before then? Yeah, I guess another experience to bond over. I'd been getting fed up at Shirahane for being such a girl and thought she should just hurry up and forget about Kosaka. But now that I'm in the same position, I feel like I finally understand. I'd given Shirahane a push, telling her to be honest about her feelings and find out the reason Kosaka had quit. But my situation is different. Is it okay for me to be honest? My immediate partner transferred here because she was suffering from an ailment known as Alice in Wonderland syndrome. But her symptoms have now cleared and she's no longer seeing the specter of her underclassmen. Which means there's no more reason for her to stay here. No reason. You should have freaking braided her hair! The conclusion I come to is that this is for the best, but that answer weighs heavily on me, making my chest hurt like the squeeze of ice. I let out a long, heavy sigh. The night passes without me sleeping a wink. The day of reckoning dawns, the weather detestably good. Just like the last time we were here, the Emerald Lake lies calm and still, and the trees cast cool shadows. Seeing Chidori in such unusually high spirits has the opposite effect on my mood. This hurts the feels. Oof. Because I know that this time together can't last forever. We move under the shadow of a tree and stare out at the lake together. A gentle breeze ruffles Chidori's hair, bringing that lovely scent of peaches wafting over. I tear my gaze away from the water and instead look at Chidori's handsome profile. Those don't even look like underwear to me. They look like summer pajamas, to be honest. I don't know. Plus, they're roommates. They bathe together. Like, I don't know. There should be a sense of familiarity there. She spins around for me. Oh, that's cute. The dappled sunlight falling through the foliage dances across her body. It's captivating, but then an inescapable feeling of emptiness swallows me up. Wow, what a reference. Isn't this... You can check out anytime you like, but you can... Didn't she say check in? I forget what exactly the lyrics are. But yeah, you can never leave. That part I do remember. Oh, sorry. I'd meant to wait for the right time to broach the subject, but I can't stop myself. Maybe it counted as underwear 100 years ago. Yeah, likely. That's fine. But for nowadays standards, like, it just looks like comfy summer pajamas.
お前が前に話してくれたように、この学院に転入したことは不本意だったんだろう。目の病のこともあった。だが症状も治まって後輩のことも吹っ切れたようだし、もともと掲げていた目標に向かって邁進するのは正しい。お前が私
She cuts me off, although her tone lacks strength. When I look up at her, she appears to be deep in thought.
私父母からこの学院に転入させられた時、見捨てられたのだと思ったわ。手のいい姥捨て山のようだって。
Oh wow, that is depressing. What the fuck? But where we are 100 years ago, pretty much. Wouldn't this be set somewhere in the 2010s? Like in the mid 2010s, something like that?
ここの生活はまるで映画のセットのようだった。私の目には現実感がなかったのよ。そうでしょ？
After all, I felt that I'd been abandoned, she murmurs, her eyes narrowing.
でも灰色だった学院生活を過ごしていく中で徐々に色をなしていったの。それはエリカ、あなたと過ごせたからよ。
Emotion wells up in me at the sight of her smile, and I find myself unable to speak.
それはダメだ。
This girl, she's arrogant, easily takes things the wrong way, and acts like she doesn't give two hoots about anyone else, and yet...
だからね。あの時は外の世界でバレエと向き合ってみようと言ったけれど、ずっと考えてみて、それでお前は優しいな。
She really is such a kind girl. Here, at the last moment, she's chosen to hide her true feelings and tell a sweet lie out of concern for me, the one who will be left behind.
私の家族も優しかったよ。足がこれの上に皮肉屋の私の面倒をよく見てくれた。だけどな、その優しさが私には辛かったんだ。朗読劇を終えた日の夜に話してくれたことね。ああ、父母は私のことをよく理解してくれた。ほとんど仕事で家にいなかったから二人の姉が主に面倒を見てくれたんだけど、一番上の姉が介助をよくしてくれて、二番目の姉は一人になってからも生きていけるように。
But then, before I left for the academy, something happened. I overheard a secret conversation between my sisters. My eldest sister confessed that she was relieved I was going away, as she would no longer have to care for me. My elder sister criticized her for feeling that way. And I heard it all, heard them owning up to their true feelings.
ひどいわ。その時は衝撃を受けたが、ひどくなんかないんだよ。姉には姉の人生がある。私のせいで姉の夢がついえるのは嫌だ。
I go on to explain how, if after that, we'd continued to pretend to have the perfect sisterly relationship, it would have been detrimental to both me and her.
私を海外しく解除する優しい姉という仮面を脱ぎ、自分の人生を選んでくれたことを私は嬉しく思う。だからな、千鳥、お前も自分に嘘をつかなくていい。私は嘘なんて。私はもう諦めたけれど、家族と両親と仲良くなりたいんだろ。バレエだって今以上に踊りたいんだ。そうだろ。父母のことはもう私みたいに諦めることはないんだよ。お前はよくやってる。娘が嫌いな親なんているわけがないだろうが。
What a thing to overhear. Erika approached it pretty maturely. Yeah, she's being quite the cool Erika in the scene. Chidori bursts into tears and throws her arms around my neck, clinging to me. I smile and stroke her head. Oh, this is so precious.
お前を心配して転入させたんだよ。良くなったって。両親を安心させてこい。エリカ、私は。
I gently stroke her hair as she stumbles over her words, trying to form a sentence. My beloved amitié partner.
私はきっと家族が欲しかったんだ。互いに全てを許し、許される家族が。
I'm sure that what I'm feeling right now is first love, but
お前のこと家族だと思っているよ。
I'll put a lid on those feelings and label them that way instead. If I don't...
そうだ。本当は離れたくなんかない。でも家族なら何をしていても、どの空の下にいてもつながっているだろう。
I would only hold Chidori back, stop her from spreading her wings.
卒業したら一番に会いに来てくれるのよね。
Yeah, I know. That's my conundrum right now as well. Because like it's sad, but it's so cute and sweet at the same time. And I don't know how to react.
当たり前だ。来るなって言ったって押しかけてやるよ。
I laugh, but my trembling voice betrays me.
顔ぐしゃぐしゃよ。エリカ、お前もだろうが。
We embrace, sobbing like children, and make a promise to one another. And that promise will be our secret. But if we see it through, when I leave the school and go out into the world myself, with a bunch of spider lily in hand, I'll go to her. To my precious family, my amitié. Hi. Okay. It's so bittersweet, yeah, absolutely. I feel the same. What the heck? Okay. The song is so sweet. Yeah, it's very precious. Nice. Is this the ending when you don't braid her the hair? Yes, that's the one. This hurts not on its own necessarily, but because we first learn about the happiness they'll find if they stay together. Yeah, right? And because also, like, I know how, not to necessarily project this onto them. Maybe they will actually keep those promises, maybe they will actually visit each other. It's just that when you are in high school, and you're very close to some of your classmates there, maybe even you bond over a friendship, like a deeper kind of friendship, not just a classmate relationship. Of course, in the moment you feel like, oh my god, no, we will keep in touch, we will be friends forever and so on, but the truth is that once you go your separate ways, life will get in the way, especially if you don't exist in the same city or relatively nearby geographically. Life just happens, you know, and you're both going to be swept up in your schedules and so on. And yeah, I don't know, the perspective of them not managing to meet as much as they wanted in that scene also makes me kind of sad. It kind of adds a layer of it. I don't necessarily say that very likely they won't be able to, but there is a possibility, okay? And yeah, that makes me sad too, knowing just how well they fit together. And that's very sad to imagine. Yeah. Okay, right. Next, we are going for the true end. And if I understand this correctly, I just have to fully restart and mostly make the same choices except for a few new things that are going to be along the way. So yeah, I have the guide to the side and I hope I won't screw it up. That's true, descending is like a cat box, yeah. Ah, the cat box. We never escape the cat box. You want to believe the relationship will survive, but it's also possible it won't. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Also true, just to complete my thought, it's true no fault necessarily of either of them. The things that I would describe it is just life happening, and you know, adulthood taking all of your time away from you and splitting it in so many directions that like you barely find time for yourself and so on. So yeah. It's just, yeah, sadness. But okay, let's set that aside and go for this true ending. Let's see what happens. We can skip the prologue, right? We don't need it. I think so. Okay, with control I can skip these two. Alright. Right, so let's go next. Okay, there we go. I came to say goodbye. This should be easy because they're in pink. Okay, I prefer to be alone. It's me. I wouldn't want it to be anyone but you. Right. I'd want to be yours. Sorry, it just took me back a little bit. Right, are you writing a poem or something? Okay, you would have been a better amitié partner. Here we go. New scene. At this familiar disquiet, I decide, I might as well get up. I'm going back to sleep, obviously. Right, so I might as well get up, but what is happening? Ah, something is off. Okay, all right. So I might as well get up. Going by how hungry I am, I reckon I am up quite a bit earlier than usual. Fighting back another yawn, I pull myself over to the side of the bed and pick up the uniform that's folded neatly on the seat of my wheelchair. As I get changed into my uniform, without the help of my usual carer, I consider the fact that a week has already passed. Okay. And now my amitié partner Takasaki Chidori assists me in place of Sister Basket, who helped me dress in the past. Over the last 7 days, Takasaki has got me up in the mornings, taken me to class, and eaten 3 meals a day here in this room with me. My amitié partner's taken on all of my care duties, other than bathing. I look over to the next bed, finally realizing what's behind that strange niggling feeling. And as I'd suspected, the bed is empty. I take care not to crease the pleats as I put my clothes on. It's not like I care that much personally. Though I don't like looking overly shabby, I'm of the opinion that as long as you're wearing something, you're pretty much fine. The opposite of love is not hate, it's adulthood. I wasn't trying to define it in that way. No. Creases and wrinkles are just a fact of life, or so I'd thought until not that long ago. After I'm dressed, I look down at my pristine, unwrinkled uniform. I think back on the family trip we'd taken to Italy. Regardless of where you went, there was a clear difference in the treatment you received at fancy European restaurants, based on the clothes you were wearing. No matter their social standing, any guest thought to be dressed improperly wouldn't receive stellar service, and if you were really unkempt, they wouldn't even let you in. This is why anime never shows us what happens past high school age. However irrational I found it, the general uprightness of it made a real impression on me, and I resolved to always present myself well as a kind of courtesy. I get into my chair and head over to my desk so I can check the clock. I have enough time to go back to bed for a bit, and I'm considering doing so when I realize you already changed, so what are you doing? Instead, I reach for the partially open window to reveal the source of that niggling feeling. When I open the window fully, air flows into the room, and the cool morning breeze caresses my forehead. I gaze out at the dew-wet trees for a while, taking in the morning air. Japanese people don't have free time past high school age. Poof. Could be, given the culture, the work culture, yeah. The whisper of a voice, the source of that earlier disquiet. It's... When I strain my ears, I can hear a voice singing perfectly in pitch. A lonely voice, one which really sinks its claws into my heart. However, a fragile, far-off sound carried through the unbroken quiet of the morning. I listen, rapt. It really is quite otherworldly. I hadn't been aware of it until now, but it occurs to me that she must have been going out to practice her singing every morning between sunrise and my waking up. Eccentric. At first, I'd found it an annoying switch up to my daily routine. Life is just a matter of killing time as I see things. It's not like I yearn for peace and quiet. The occasional irregularity isn't so bad. I close my eyes and enjoy her singing, so faint that it's in constant danger of disappearing until it finally stops. Okay, that was the scene. Okay, you're upsetting Shirahane. Give a fair account. That's a pointless question. Accident. Sorry, next. Okay, Chidori. None of these. Rabbits had fallen ill. Chidori again. As a class president, why don't you ask her? No. Okay. Almost there. Here we go. I guess this is why Flower's characters canonically get artistic jobs as adults, because spirit-crushing office corporate jobs suck. Yeah, I guess so. There are 3 things in life that bring me a small but palpable pleasure. Crispy chicken eaten in the middle of the night. Oh no, wait, I can skip that. Why did I feel like I couldn't? I was over the button and like it... Okay. Very, very confusing. Sorry. Yeah. So this.
Oh my.
There we go. Here we are. Chidori is singing again. As I'm lying in bed, I hear the faint sound of singing drifting in through the open window like the distant warble of birds. So we listen or we give in to sleep. We listen. Don't skip crispy chicken. Sorry. Okay, yeah, this is it. Listen to the voice. The melody is so faint that I wouldn't have picked up on it at all if I didn't already know it was the sound of someone singing. Still not fully awake to the world, I pull myself across the bed and grab my wheelchair. I make my way over to the window. The lilting tune? Lilting tune, okay, it drifts in through the opening. Just like when I'd heard it before, there's something sad about it. It's not bad. I slowly close my eyes to better listen to the pleasant tune. That was it? Okay. If we study together, we should do okay. Alright. Okay. This also seems new. See, I can't click next. Thinking perhaps I could take pride in it as a special skill. See, it was just that line. Now I can click next again. I feel confused. I peek into the choir club as they're practicing. Okay, I remember she was trying to find her special skill. Okay. Skip. Alright. Another morning, another instance of Chidori singing. Right, so pull up the covers and sleep. If only I could sing too. Okay, so it's the second one. Wait, I didn't read this. As I rub sleepily at my eyes, I recall having gone to the chapel yesterday in my quest for a special skill of my own. Yeah, if only I could sing too. That makes sense. If it's just one or a couple of lines and it's a bug, yeah, it's a bug for sure. I'm just happy to confirm that it's not me going crazy, because sometimes when I'm tired, my brain perceives things very weirdly, and I'm very prone to messing up. But at least this gives me the confidence that, hey, it's not my brain, it's the novel. I was fine. Right, so it's not like me to have such a fantasy. I'd imagined myself singing alongside the rest of the choir club, and then I'd run away. Like Mayuri Kosaka. No, like Chidori Takasaki. How great would it feel to be able to sing like her? I imagine I'd feel so radiant. Is this jealousy? Am I jealous that she has something I can never have, no matter how much I may want it? Still dozing, I take honest stock of my emotions. There are things I'll never have. Legs that dance with a light step. A voice so beautiful it enraptures whoever hears it. I can hear it faintly if I strain my ears. I easily get lost in the sound. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. As I listen to the gentle voice, it takes me a while to realize that I'm humming along with it. Cute. That was cute. That was cute. Okay. You do it. Oh, sorry. Ah, what did I do? What? I right-clicked. Ah, okay. Right-clicking does that. Okay, okay. Sorry. Okay. There we go. See, again, I can't click next. It's not yellow like this or this. Right? Is this new? No, because it was just one line and now I can. Okay.
別
発音ですが、さしすせそのしは SI ではなくスイと発音してください。
Oh, this is the Italian lesson again, or what is this? Sister Basket points her own mouth as she forms the sound. Oh no. I can click next now, again. Alright, so here we are. I wait until the following day, around the same time that thought occurred to me. So, Takasaki singing again. I can hear singing, best we ignore it though. We don't want to ignore it, right? Yeah, this is the choice. I hear a voice, so faint that I would have missed it had I not been on the alert.
高崎の歌か。
She usually sings in the morning, but it seems that today she's practicing now instead as the evening starts to draw in.
いい歌だが。
I have other things to focus on right now. I gaze up at the window to my bookworm buddy's room. Although I thought I could cut around in front of her yesterday, she was already too far ahead. It wouldn't have been much fun to have been left waiting over at the school only for no one to turn up. Which is why I'm now waiting outside at the same time as the other day to see if she comes out
どうしたの？
again.
こんな場所で。
I recognize that voice. Of all the people to be spotted by,
夕涼みだよ。外にいたら悪いか？別に構わないけど。
she's probably wondering if I was listening to her singing. Her expression betrays a mixture of embarrassment and anger.
そろそろ肌寒くなってきた。部屋に戻った方がいい。寒くないけど。エリカは戻らないの？私はもう少し夕涼みしていくよ。肌寒くなってきたのに？
She's so damn persistent. She scratches her cheek and goes on awkwardly.
約束の第二外国語の勉強だけど、これから教えてもらうのはダメかしら。
I'm about to repeat the word promised incredulously. Incredulously. There it is. But I stop myself when I see the imploring look in her eyes. Aww.
悪いが、そいつは後にしてくれないか。ちょいと用事が詰まっていてね。昨日もそう言って後回しにしたでしょ。そうだ。
Okay, how did I do that? I didn't mean to, sorry. Her expression has changed to one of irritation, but out of the corner of my eye, I've just spotted what I was waiting for. Shirahane has finally stepped out into the corridor.
話は後だ。それじゃな。ちょっと話は終わってないわよ。エリカ！
I spin my wheels, making a fast getaway and leaving her voice far behind me. Okay. So, open up to me. Nah, I remember this one. Okay, after the announcement of the ballet test. Okay, just another bug. I'd be too nervous, yes. Underdog. Okay. Got that answer. Okay, the unhinged ones are just okay. Okay. Okay, back to Chidori's morning singing. Okay. Listen, sing back into thought. Okay, so I sit up and look over at the bed next to mine. As I'd expected, it's empty. And we listen to the singing.
随分と物悲しい声じゃないかよ。
I strain my ears, trying to make out the melancholy melody. It reminds me of the first time I heard her singing. No.
あの時よりも胸に迫るの。
I think of those words I'd heard her utter. That she was repeating the same thing again. If we're to follow the principle of Occam's razor and seek the simplest explanation, it would be that someone had been injured due to her own selfishness before.
あんなに青くなっていたものの
It was probably also during a ballet performance or practice, and the similarity of our present situation to that one has reopened old wounds for her. The sad notes of her song seem to affirm my thoughts, and I avert my eyes from the window and the morning mist coiling in through it. Okay.
今日の朝食は私
Okay, I'm pretty sure we read this. Yeah. And we do her hair as well this time. Okay. This looks different. So, because I clicked next and then it skipped everything, that meant the ending was exactly the same? What have I done? This is correct, right? Because this is different. It's Chidori's VA singing this time and we're not done yet. Okay. The images are so cute and she has like a red string around her pinky. Aww. Is that connected to Erika? It has to. It has to. Right, so we have something extra. Oh, this is precious. Oh, this is really nice. Perfect image. Okay, there it is. So this has become part of our daily life too, huh? I strain my ears to listen to the faint sound of singing coming in through the slightly open window. The tone is beautifully delicate. The sound of it warms my heart at the same time as it reaches in and squeezes some deep part of me. The fresh morning dew lends the scene outside the window a hazy quality, and I suddenly find myself thinking of the elementary school I attended previously for a brief time, and the girl who was in the same class as me. She was smart, beautiful, kind, elegant, and a very talented pianist. I often found myself gazing at her back during class. Listening to the singing has suddenly reminded me of that girl, who I never once spoke to. This sensation deep inside my chest. I raise my gaze from the dew-covered ground and look up into the clear blue heights. Looks like it's going to be another hot one. I realize I'm humming the tune I've heard here time and time again.
長い眠り目覚めた瞳映るのはあなたの
Look at the butterflies! What? What?
美しく咲く花抱きしめてすべてを
So cute! Look at the butterflies though! Look, there's so many of them. That's so cute. I guess I've listened to it so many times now that it's stuck. I smile to myself at the fuzzy feeling that thought fills me with. Then
なかなか上手じゃない
I spin around, startled by the sudden voice at my ear.
声をかけずにもっと聞いていればよかった
My Amitia partner, who'd just been singing beneath the cherry tree, smiles impishly. She'd caught me sitting here gazing out the window under her spell. It seems that I ended up getting more lost in thoughts of my youth than I'd intended.
私が歌っているのを見て笑ってたんだろうそんなことないとても上手だったわ
Ever since my sister laughed at me for it, I've avoided singing. It's a secret complex of mine. But with a completely serious expression on her face, Chidori praises my voice and my timing and says it truly moved her. Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect to touch a heart. That quiet melody that so tugged at my own heartstrings.
私はエリカと一緒に歌いたい今の私が私でいられるのはエリカあなたのおかげなのだから
I want to hear that. And the butterfly is perfectly aligned with the flower. Yeah, that's why I wanted to hide away the UI to be like, is it part of it or is it part of the background? But it was a part of the background. That was really cute. This is perfect. Yeah. My Amitia partner. Our first meeting went terribly, and we've butted heads many times since then. She's had to overcome as many hardships as me. But our hardened hearts eventually melted and we opened up to one another. And now here we are, with her asking me to sing with her. I look at my Amitia's serious expression and the affection I feel spills out of me in a bright laugh.
そうだな一緒に歌おうぜ相棒
Aww. Standing beside the window, my Amitia partner smiles. A breeze rustles the leaves of the trees and a breath of it sneaks through the window to gently stir her silky hair. It brings with it the smell of the forest mixed with the scent of peaches. Her clear green eyes urge me on and I clear my throat in preparation.
さあ歌いましょうエリカ
Do we get to hear that, please? And even now the girls continue to sing together hand in hand. We don't get to hear that. Damn. Alright. So that was the true end. We got an extra, I guess, way of them getting closer. That's really nice. Their combined singing must be too beautiful for this world. Ugh. I still want to hear it. At least like a little bit. Doesn't have to be the full song or anything, but yeah, oh well. It be what it be. So, we are done with this part too.
Your recognition.
Aw, hey Viva, thank you so much for the resub. It was 74 months, that's crazy. Hi. Okay, so that was the true end, which is nice. Then the next thing to do is to go towards Dahlia's end. And now this is going to be a bit more complicated because we're going to be making different choices. So I guess let's just jump into it and see how it goes. Give me a second, just checking something. Yeah, okay, I'm on the right. Time to speedrun bad decisions. Skip the prologue, okay. We can skip this too. I just want to get to a point where I can click next. There we go. Right, so right, okay, we're playing with the twins and giving a weird answer as to why we are in the classroom, right? Because Erika used to not attend classes. So I came to say goodbye. That was the previous choice. Now we say I took a prank too far and got called in here. Okay. The twins are bearing down on me. I decide against giving them a proper answer.
いたずらをやりすぎて呼び出し食らったんだよ。え？いや、笑えるレベルのいたずらだって思ってたんだけどさ。まあ、繰り返ししたらどんな成人でも怒るわさ。バスキア教諭に呼び出し食らってさ、どんな懲罰食らうか戦々恐々なわけよ。
I don't know why this cracks me up so much. Because I can't picture Sister Dahlia like that. Ichigo mutters guiltily, placing her hands together and fiddling with her fingers. Is she worried about some offense of her own being uncovered? There's no ED version with the two of them, but they do sing the opening song as a duet. Ah, okay, I see. Seeing my bookworm buddy's brain whir into action, I wait just for the right moment. I leave it at that. Okay, we can skip. In response to her calm explanation of the reasoning, all I can say is... the reason why they are Amitia partners. Right, so... I prefer to be alone, anything but this time. My true feelings spill from my lips, but my words echo unexpectedly loudly in the quiet classroom, and the usually genial Sister Basket furrows her brows in a troubled expression. Erika's delivery was too dry, now the twins are scared. Yeah, it was too serious. But like the twins kind of like fall for stuff like that quite often. They take a joke too seriously. They're preciously innocent. Yeah. I don't hold up well against the goodwill of others. It feels like I'm being struck in my weak spot.
そうだ。私はその介助が必要な身なんで、アミティエになる高崎さんが負担に感じるんじゃないですかね。
Ah, it's in the OST releases. Okay, gotcha.
それは私も考えました。しかし、これから社会に出ていく上で、人に頼るということも覚えなくてはなりません。自分のできることとできないことの区別をつけるためにも、アミティエは必要なのです。
Right. Having had my argument refuted quite logically, all I can do is nod. Out of Sister Basket's view, I clench my fists. Although she remains silent, I feel like I can catch a glimpse of laughter in Takasaki's eyes. Hey Patch, thank you so much for the BT. This time no one overhears what I mutter.
それではホームルームの後学院内の案内をしてくださいね。
Her clear voice puts an end to the discussion. Okay. Interesting, now it's the same choice. What was this about? You should try to be friends. I'm about to refuse this well-intentioned meddling of hers when... Okay, just answer already. Takasaki's haughty voice reverberates around the room and I heave a deep sigh. It's me? So wait, what was it about? What? Ah, it's we need to be nice to Sister Basket, I guess, so if we say that, then... Are the ballet classes taught by a specialist? Okay, they were trying to answer that. And now we make the unhinged joke that it's Erika who teaches the ballet classes. Okay, I see. I see. I guess this is the choice. I'm looking at the right thing, right? Yes, I am. Okay, so... Okay. Okay, and now again it's related to Sister Basket. Would you prefer that I be the one to help you bathe? And of course now we say that we wouldn't want it to be anyone but you, so that makes sense. Okay. Okay, and here again. Yep, if I were a student I would want to be your Amitia partner, and so we also say I'd want to be yours. Okay, got it. Got it. I'm getting the hang of it. Okay. Once again, we have to say you're writing a poem or something interesting. Okay. And to Suo, we again say you would have been a better Amitia partner. Okay. Uh-huh. Ah, okay, now this is the new choice. When we hear the singing, or like when things are weird and because Chidori is outside singing. We chose earlier, I might as well get up, but now we say that we're going back to sleep. Oh, sadness, but we have to. Okay, here we're saying again that we're upsetting Shira. You're upsetting Shirahane, okay. Give a fair account. Pointless question, same thing. Okay, now this is about the mystery, so of course we make the same. Chidori. None of these. Rabbits, okay. Chidori again. Here. This is a new one. As the class president, why don't you ask her? Doesn't it make you mad, that attitude of hers? Ooh, this is about Chidori. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, doesn't it make you mad, that attitude of hers? Yeah, no, I'm just sticking with the guide because I don't want to mess up. I have no interest in wasting my time or yours. So that's why I'm double checking everything.
そんなに気にかかるなら、その態度は何なの、高崎さん。どうか忠告してきたらどうだ？八重垣さん、あのね。
The twins are delighted by my impression of her. Takasaki looks over at the commotion we're making, and after staring back for a few seconds, the president averts her eyes.
もう少し冷静になってから話すわ。
That's her only response.
何よ。
いや、やっぱりお前はいいやつだなってさ。
No matter what attitude people take towards her, that trait always shines through.
褒めても何もないわよ。
She doesn't look as annoyed as she'd have me think. I wonder if my bookworm body might have been better off with her. Meanwhile, Takasaki is continuing with her stretches alone. Okay, we can skip here. Alright, so next one. I'll try, but only because you're asking again, because it's a Dahlia related choice. Okay, so we do that. Poof. My immediate partner makes a silent appeal for help, and I forsake her. What was this about? Ah, okay. Alright. We forsake her. Well, this is also that she can find new friends, isn't it? I decide to forsake her. I'm not completely sure if this ending is really dependent on specific individual choices. Maybe it's the usual thing with getting the lily grow at the right level. You have to be nice to Dahlia, otherwise separation end. I remember because first time I played I ended up on separation automatically. Okay, I see. Yeah, I'm following the guide. That's whatever the guide says I do. The point is to get to the new content, right, as soon as possible without making mistakes. Okay. Besides, I'd imagine that for someone who doesn't show much in the way of emotional ups and downs, someone like her, Yatsushiro Senpai, may well be the ideal candidate.
なるほど。バレエが上手だと聞いていたが、劇をやる上でも重要なのだね。
ええ、そうです。
体が柔軟というだけでも怪我はしにくいだろうしね。
私がバレエが得意だと誰に聞いて。
ああ、それは佐々木いちごくんにだよ。彼女が教えてくれたんだ。
そうですか。佐々木さんが。
Her gaze sharpens as she looks over to where Ichigo is talking with Sakuragi-senpai, the conscience of the cooking club. Sensing threat, the elder twin snaps to attention like a frightened rabbit. Just as this thought occurs to me, I flinch slightly as Takasaki turns her gaze on me. Deciding to throw her a life belt, I snap my fingers to get the attention of the two upperclassmen. How did I do that? I barely touched anything. I'm so sorry.
ゴミカド先輩とは何度か話していますが、八代先輩ときちんと話すのは初めてですよね。
おや？そうだった。
Now we can skip, I think. Okay. Right. So. What is this about? She may have turned on the cooking club, but this one here could be the savior of the choir club. The choir club. And then we say a club for aspiring angels. Oh my god. That's a little bit condescending, isn't it? Okay. I put my hands together.
合唱部っていうのは合唱、つまりは仏教徒を集めた部だよ。みんながキリスト教ってわけじゃないからな。
エリカ。
あなたの二枚舌には二度と騙されないわよ。合唱部でしょ？知っているわ。
なんだよ。それじゃ何が疑問だってんだ。
期待のホープになるぞって言っていたから。
She seems to want to know who exactly needs saving.
話の流れからわかるだろうが。
Nerine laughing is like the most angelic thing ever. You know, like choirs of angels, everyone gets together and does their very best to act well angelic.
そうだ。せっかくだし、合唱部の見学でも行ったらどうだ？
I feel like there must have been some bug with that. Like, why did I have to say this again? Didn't she say it already? Like, it was her line, so why was it repeated? I don't know, but okay. We got Nerine laughing. Points. We skip now. Okay. Yeah, she can, right? Right, so here we still say this option.
Oh my.
Okay. Okay, this is about Bible study and studying together. So now we say the opposite. To be honest, I'm not good at Bible study. Okay. To be honest, I'm not great when it comes to Bible study. I reckon it's only natural to be less proficient in areas you're not interested in.
聞いているのだけど。
Still, it pains me to answer truthfully.
いや、こいつ結構しつこいところがあるからな。
It'll be even more of a bother if I try to change the subject and she keeps pushing. I heave a sigh.
投手が怪我しているのに、9回裏のベンチにお前しかいなかったくらいだよ。どういう意味よ？絶望的ってことさ。聖書は苦手だ。ま、テスト前日には無理やり記憶させるがね。
The silence stretches on, and Takasaki goes back to her previously forgotten salad. Okay, we can skip this. In the original script for the movie Jurassic Park, there's this particular line I remember. Okay. Science can create pesticides, but it can't tell us not to use them. Okay. However, right now, my arms are filled with dried hay. Before my eyes stretches an overwhelming sea of roses. In the middle of it stands Sister Basket, who has removed her habit and veil and is dressed for gardening.
さあ、手入れを始めましょう。
She smiles brightly. Personally, I feel like pesticides or whatever are fine if they spare me the trouble of dealing with this stuff.
ま、病害虫対策のため農薬は撒いているみたいだけどさ。
どうしました？まずはマルチングをしましょう。
She smiles sweetly, taking a handful of hay. There's one thing I really want to say right now.
なんでこんなに手間暇かけて勉強を教わらなくちゃいけないってことだよ。
Embrace
Hey,
your
thank you so much for the follow. Welcome. It all started with what should have been a simple conversation. All I'd wanted was to have my bookworm buddy tutor me in my weaker subjects. However...
私がお二人に教えるんです。ああ、予定が先までびっしりってんじゃないな。お願いするわ。
Hey, hey, hi.
教えるのは構いませんけど。何か不都合でも？私一人というのが、お二人とも進んでいる箇所は違うでしょうし。ああ、そりゃ大丈夫だ。進捗具合も何も、私と高崎の出来はどんぐりの背比べってやつでね。
Yeah, I'm alright. Just chilling with the novel. Best thing to do to end my days on Tuesday and Thursday.
そうなんですか。恥ずかしい話、テストの範囲すら知らないってな具合なんだ。ま、聖書の授業なんざ興味ないから仕方がないけどさ。それ以上は。宗教学校の学び屋で不敬ってか？別にバカにしてるわけじゃない。ただ授業に興味がそそられないってだけで。
My bookworm buddy is acting strangely and I tilt my head at her curiously. For some reason, Takasaki lets go of the handles of my wheelchair and hurries over to Shirahane as though running away from me. Is Sister Basket behind her? Did she hear that?
おい、お前からも頼めよ。つまらない教科だからって。
My wheelchair shudders slightly and a moment later I smell the sweet fragrance of perfume. Yeah, of course.
ごきげんよう、八重垣さん。
How long I've been streaming? Since November 2017. So that will be 7 years very soon. Yeah. I feel an indescribable pressure bearing down on me from behind. Despite the summer heat, the air has turned frigid. I look back over my shoulder at the source. Yeah, of course she's there. She is absolutely done. Do I like art? I'm not good at it, but of course I appreciate it in other people, of course. Meaning their works. I haven't really pursued it much for my own self.
そう、テスト範囲も知らないのですね。興味がないのなら仕方がありませんよね。
Speak of Dahlia and she will spawn, of course. Her smile and demeanor are no different to usual. Her manner is just as gentle as ever, but honestly, that's somehow even scarier.
バスキア教諭。
聖書の授業が苦手だったのですね。なら私がつきっきりで指導してあげますわ。
I couldn't object to this ostensibly very generous offer. And now...
さあ、手早くマルチングを済ませてしまいましょう。
Ah, I see. I see how this came about and how our choice influenced it. Do I have Discord? We do have a tiny Discord, but it's not open invite. We just, you know, the people who are hanging around, and if they're interested in the novels that we're doing, and if they want to hang out a little bit more, then I can provide a link to join. But it's a really tiny corner. Sister Basket's broad smile urges me on, and I follow after her, bringing the straw along with me. To be honest, as someone who has no interest in gardening, I can't help but think that it's a waste of time. Going through all of this just for the sake of some pretty flowers. We got ourselves in this situation because of no interest in Bible study, because it's a boring subject, and now we're like... okay, I'm curious to see where this is going. This is very entertaining. It's a lot of work for little payoff, which makes this even more frustrating.
先生、ひざまずいて服が汚れますよ。
お手入れをしているのだから仕方がないわ。八重垣さんもうさぎ小屋でお手伝いをしていた時は汚れるのを厭わなかったでしょ。
いや、まあそうですが。
I forced a smile and avoid mentioning that I had made my Amitia partner do most of the work. Even now, Sister Basket is continuing to spread hay around the roots of the roses.
一つ質問なのですけど。
何？
屋根付きで暑いのに、なぜわざわざバラの根元に藁なんて引いて、さらに熱くさせているんですか？
I pass her another handful of hay, and she daintily wipes the thin sheen of sweat from her brow with a handkerchief as she explains it to me.
根元をこうして藁で覆うことをマルチングというの。地面の温度の上昇や雑草の繁茂も抑えられるのよ。
へえ、素人考えだとますます暑くなってしまいそうな気がしますけどね。
高温期に入るから乾燥しないことが一番重要なの。
I see.
本当は早朝に水をやるのだけど、あまり気温が高い時には乾燥しないようまた水やりをするのよ。
Hydration. Very important. For plants and humans. Pleased to see me nodding along, Sister Basket then launches into an explanation about fertilizer. Apparently, you should aim to fertilize them once a month as well. Oh, interesting. She goes on to tell me about spraying them to prevent spider mites and melanose disease. Wow. So many things to consider and do. Hydrate your lilies. Ah.
でも手間をかけた分だけ返してくれるの。 だから嬉しくて。
That's the bit I don't understand. I run a hand through my unruly curls and look over at Shirahane and Takasaki, who are doing their own mulching.
基本理念と創世記、ここまでは分かった？ええ、教え方が上手ね、白羽さん。
They're doing 2 in 1. Gardening and Bible study tutoring. Very, very efficient. They seem to be making the most of this.
くそ、白羽と組めばよかったぜ。
I mutter a silent curse. Looking at them now,
こうしてみると本当にそっくりだな。
I'd mistaken her when I first encountered her under the cherry tree too. Gazing at Takasaki from a distance, she definitely reminds me of Mayuri Kosaka. Although Takasaki's hair is slightly longer.
めんどくさ
And
さ
different colors.
二人とも一緒か。
But I guess this is a mystery with like anime hair that I haven't figured out. Is the hair drawn in different colors just for the sake of like artistic purposes? But we should assume that they see each other as like dark-haired, generally, you know, the dark brown and black that is specific to Japanese people? Or like, I don't know. To me, the difference in hair color between Mayuri and Chidori is quite striking, right? But they seem to not take that into account when they compare them. Oh, that's perfect. Perfect combination. The shower head. Perfect. Perfect combination of emotes. Love it. I smile wryly to myself, thinking of the girl who had earlier caused just as much trouble for me. As I watch Shirahane talk to Takasaki, it seems to me that there's both a joy and a sadness in her eyes. No, I'm probably reading too much into it.
面倒くさい作業もおしまいですよ。藁も引き終わりましたし、あとは少し湿らせましょう。
There's no sign of her usual languor as she practically skips over to the water through. No. I don't know how to read that. I think I know what it means, but okay. It doesn't have an H, so it's throw. Oh, okay, whatever. Okay, yeah, I'm sure Bea will link me the dictionary for that word. On the way, she calls out to the others, who will soon be finishing up their respective sections, to tell them to water their patches. Then she dips the can in the thing and returns to me with it. Thank you, Bea. I think the rules of hair color vary by series, but this series doesn't go too crazy with hair color, so I think what we see is usually canon. Okay. Well, then I see a difference between their hair colors. So, I don't know. Other than them having like more or less shoulder length hair and a fringe, and like wearing it like that, not tied up or anything, I don't see other similarities between the two. Like I would pick up on the difference, but okay. I understand what they tried to do story-wise by introducing the similarity, because it was used as a way to explore a little bit into what's going on with Suo, how she's feeling, and so on. It created a little bit of conflict at some point, just to explore that plot thread a bit more. So that's fine. It's a bit of a, I don't know. Something doesn't fit right when they keep comparing them. Like, oh, they look so similar. Sounds like trough. Trough. Okay. Yeah, that sounds right now that you say it. Okay. Thank you. I think Erika just implies something general facial body shape, profile, and demeanor. Okay. Maybe Erika has selective Alice in Wonderland syndrome. Okay. Okay.
手入れの花形作業ですものね。
そうよ。
I was trying to make a joke, but it seems to have fallen flat. Sister Basket hands me the watering can and urges me on.
なんだか小さい子にバスの降車ボタンを譲ってるみたいな感じだな。
Like a little kid's just given up the stop button for me on the bus. Very, very reluctantly. I'm not sure what that means. Like a little kid was obstructing the stop button and so she couldn't press for the bus to stop at the next station, or what? Okay. That's an interesting comparison. I'm not especially enthusiastic about this, but since Sister Basket always takes such care of me, I force a smile and immediately start watering the flowers. When she says that it seems that way from a distance, then I guess hair color doesn't come into play. I guess, yeah.
存外重いんだな、長老。
Unable to hold it in just one hand, I use both hands to lift it and pour. I think this one is bigger than the one Takasaki used when we were taking care of the rabbits.
片手で軽々持ってたし、意外とバスキア共有力。
While she doesn't quite approach Shirahane's level, Sister Basket always gives off a delicate sylph-like vibe. I continue methodically watering the plants as I consider this unexpected revelation. I pour water over some roses with thick white petals, and some purple roses. I don't know the names of the varieties. I'm sure I've heard that purple roses are really rare or something.
八重垣さんは水まきがお上手ですね。
そうですか。っていうか、水まきにうまい下手ってあるんですか？傘を差すのがうまいくらい聞いたことがないですよ。
Yeah, the watering cans and cannots. That's so good.
八重垣さんは冗談がお上手ね。
I guess she was serious. Sister Basket takes a step closer to me. Mm-hmm.
先生。
上手だっていうのは本当よ。ほら、八重垣さんは根元へ水をかけているでしょ。乾燥を防ぐためにマルチングをしたのだから正解なの。早朝気温が高い時は葉にも水をかけるのだけどね。
そうなんですか。
The hand creeping over mine is damp and cool. This feels quite unlike the usual Sister Basket. But that's not what has really grabbed my attention.
なんかすごいいい匂いがするんですけど。
Again, with the smell. She lays her hand over mine as she explains, meaning that she's leaning over from behind my wheelchair. With her something pressed against me like this, I can feel the heat from her body diffusing softly across my back. Perhaps because she's sweating, I can smell her scent very strongly.
後でもっと詳しく教えてあげますね。
詳しく教えて。
I'm immediately suspicious of what she means by that. With her?
いやいやいやいや。
Wait, I misread something. Ah, with her pressed against me like this, so just her generally pressed. Okay, I was expecting her, you know, to refer to a particular part of her, but it just refers to her as a whole. Okay, got it, got it. Like I said, my brain sometimes, yeah. Sorry. I'm totally reacting like a boy. How gross. At least you're self-aware. With her big houses on the prairie, yeah.
冗談じゃないぞ。委員長じゃないんだからな。
花火師さん？
Flustered to have let those words leak out, I tried to pull my hand away from her, along with the rest of me. I don't really understand what that means. I'm not the president? Meaning what? meaning it would be acceptable for Dahlia to teach Rika how to water things, but it's weird if I don't understand what that meant. No boy would react like this. I don't know. She stares at me hurt, like an infant who's just been robbed of her favorite pacifier. And I don't know when she got here, but the sound of my meteor partner drives away the feeling of her hand and her heat.
So, ありがとう、高崎さん。
Oh. Yeah, about that, Rika, I think you will make a very important revelation. You will have a very important revelation. Okay, I see. I mean that no boy would be aware of him reacting like... Ah, okay, yeah, they would just react. Okay. I don't know, like, the thought of it just didn't cross my mind because obviously she is, so... I couldn't grasp what she was referring to. Got it. Thank you for clarifying it for me. See, I need you by my side, otherwise I'm lost.
Yeah.
I gaze at the two of them conversing. To think that I'd come to understand a little of the pain that Shirahane is going through. Rika is never safe. I don't know if she deserves the spotlight in such a way though, like, just let her be. I scrub a hand through my already wild hair and sneak another look at Sister Basket. Okay, wait, skip this. That was an interesting scene. Alright. So, do you have a best friend? Yeah, you. Apparently it's the same choice again. Okay, I can do most things. Special talents. Yeah. Clicking alongside you was incentive. Okay. I'd do it if you were doing it too. Right. What is this about? Ah, about the recital thingy. Okay. I thought you liked books. Okay. Have you ever heard me reading aloud? Alright. Takasaki's lips pull into a smile. She responds. These lewd basket moments are gross. I hate them. Yeah, they're weird. I don't know. I also don't know where this route's going towards. I hope it's not something too bad, but okay, I guess it's here, so we're doing it. Okay, we can skip now. Alright, so what's Rapunzel? A scary story. Takasaki is showing an unusual degree of interest in this, and I find myself wondering if perhaps she enjoys scary stories. A ghost princess. No, it's... there were a few moments, but I guess actually they weren't in this one. They were mostly in the previous one, in the spring episode, where she was a little bit too clueless, right? Where I think we already pointed out as they were happening that maybe she should act a bit differently in the presence of her students. But overall, it's, yeah, I do agree it's not her, that it's Erika's dirty thoughts that we're hearing. At least in this summer episode, through her POV. Okay, a ghost princess with long hair.
納涼にはいい季節だろう。それはそうだけど。
Though interested, she looks down with a troubled expression, clearly unconvinced.
ラプンツェルですけど、少し子供っぽいですかね。
She blinks at Shirahane's words. Grasping the true nature of the story from the ongoing discussion, she stares intently at me with that irritated look of hers.
幽霊より怖い。
Oh, that's so mean. What the hell?
覚えてなさい。
It seems one-sided so far. I think Dahlia is significant because she's Erika's first gay crush. But Dahlia herself, I don't think has done anything or noticed. Yeah, I do agree with that. I agree with that. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, she asked for my opinion, still with that scared look on her face. Before we said that the prince, and I guess now we will say the witch, right? Oh gosh. Yep, it's the witch. The witch, it suits you.
そりゃ魔女だな。お前にぴったりの役だ。そう。
I'd expected an immediate retort about putting a curse on me, and when she doesn't come back with anything, the wind goes out of my sails.
いや、なんだ王子役ってカボチャパンツ履いているイメージがあってさ。それでついな。コミカド先輩ならカボチャパンツが似合うと？いや。
An image of Komikado senpai dressed in a big pair of puffy breeches suddenly pops into my head and I almost burst out laughing. I just about managed to restrain myself.
そうだな。役を決めるなら。
役を決めるなら？
Okay. Right, now we're back to mystery stuff. So, again, we made the right choices. It was an accident. Nickname for the place. Okay. Right. Which are you thinking of specializing in? Okay, if I take up an instrument... it's for the elective classes. Okay, if I take up an instrument, I can get Takasaki to teach me. If I choose gardening, Shirahan is the one with the green fingers, right? So I guess because we already had a previous gardening experience, we would take this one this time? Yep. Mm-hmm. Alright. Honestly, it's possible that anything to do with music will expose my shortcomings. I don't really want to do it, but...
そうだな。ガーデニングがいいか。白羽が得意だし、教えてもらえそうだしな。
Let's see. Erika's just having her reactions, plus she's hyper-aware of herself in these moments. Again, almost no guy would be this hyper-aware, only a lesbian. Well, yeah, I take it at your word because I can't judge either way. It is a little bit fan servicey. Some of the parts, I do agree with that. It feels like it kinda goes into that territory just a little bit, like dips its toes into that territory a little bit, yeah. Like, for example, I remember the one scene that stuck with me that I thought was kinda unnecessary. I really didn't see the point. It was in the spring chapter where they're in the woods and then Dahlia is like, oh, let's just refresh ourselves by like bathing in the stream or whatever water body was there. I didn't understand why that had to happen. That felt really unnecessary and unrelated to anything. It's important context if nothing else. Okay. Yeah, I think we're just commenting on the fact that there's been an accumulation of moments like these, so it's not necessarily pointed at this instance of Erika having certain feelings. From a different angle, it also kind of makes sense a little bit because there's a closeness there since Sister Basket is taking care of her, it's bathing her and so on. So if she's having feelings towards females and Sister Basket is the one that's most present with her, especially in moments of vulnerability like bathing, it makes sense that she's developed a certain sensitivity to her presence. right? But what we were noting on was just generally speaking about Sister Dahlia, and what I personally felt was unnecessary were things that were not necessarily here, not in this summer episode. This was okay, although let's see where it goes and how it connects everything. But previously in the other one, there were a few things that I felt like maybe, I don't know, was it really needed to be pushed that way? No, just, yeah. It just adds a little bit of layer of discomfort, sorry. Because she's a teacher, right? She's a teacher figure among students. If it were another student, then it wouldn't be the same discomfort. You understand what I mean? The scene with Dahlia in Spring was purely about Suo's sexual reaction. I understand that too, it's just... it felt a bit forced, because you're with the teacher in the woods and the teacher's like, oh, it's too hot, let's bathe in the spring. It's a little bit, you know, a little bit out there. But yeah, whatever. Personally, I don't have any negative feelings towards Dahlia herself. That's all I'm saying. It's just that in some moments she's purposefully written this way. Anyway, let's move on.
やあね、八重垣さん。スオさんもまだ選択科目を決めてないわよ。
Huh, that's true. I nod. Then the president looks off into the distance, fingering her braids as though something's just occurred to her.
スオさんとガーデニングなんて素敵だわ。一緒に土いじりをしたらきっととても楽しいわ。そういうことかよ。
As I'm thinking this, I feel a tug at my sleeve.
八重垣ちゃんはガーデニングにするのですか。うん。よくよく考えれば足のこともあるしな。もう少し考えてみるよ。
She seems to be deep in thought, and I give her a light pat on the shoulder.
これって仲良くなってきた証拠なのかね。
Ichigo, so sweet. Okay, here. What was this about? I know you can't play the violin, but can you even read music? No, but what of it? She gives me a sidelong glance with her narrow almond eyes. You're not interested in music at all. So yeah, no, we're not. Not in this playthrough, we're not, yeah.
仕方ないだろ。人には向き不向きがあるんだよ。でも譜面も読めないなんて、私からすれば驚きよ。
Seems like the Takasakis are a musical family, but it's not like that's the norm.
興味がないことなんてそんなもんだろ。全く知識がないことなんておかしくない。そうかしら。それじゃあ、卓球の世界王者の名前知ってるか？
Oh yeah, I totally agree with that. She would be. She's perfect. The twins are just they're so precious. I love them. Can't wait to have a little bit more of them. We're gonna get a bit more of them, right? Like something that focuses on them. We have to, right? It's like impossible not to, right? Right? Okay. She falls silent. I guess that's her way of answering. Chidori wings. Okay.
な、興味がないことなんて基本覚えてないものなんだよ。
Class continues until... Okay, sorry. Next, I can skip this. Right, so... this is probably about Suo asking things related to Mairi. Alright. And we say the same thing. It's not strange that she should be asking. Okay. Next one. This was about saving Ichigo, who was struggling, right? Yes, yes, yes. And we do it the same this time. It wouldn't be a bad idea to put her in my debt. Okay.
発音ですが、
Okay. Wait, we still make this choice? Open up to me? Really? Interesting. Ah, to teach the pronunciation in Italian, I guess that's what the topic was about. Okay. Right, if you wear a skimpy swimsuit. Again. Alright, undress me again. Okay. Once again, we tell Suo you'd be perfect as Princess Aurora. Alright. Guide never lies. It's a certain flower threshold that needs to be met. Okay, okay, I see. Yeah, it's just a bit confusing. I don't know how you would have been. How would you have achieved this on your own without a guide? Ugh. Because of course, if you have two options, right, and there's a set of choices that leads to one, then you would assume that it's the opposite set of choices that leads to the other. But no, it's like somewhere in between. The day the guy does lie, we're all gonna be screwed. Yes, absolutely. Especially me. I'm gonna be the most clueless person of all. Okay, now we make a different choice. Who do you think would be the best for the main role out of Takasaki-san and Ri-chan? And now we say the president. Since the president is looking right at me with a bright smile on her face,
決め役は委員長のがらしいんじゃないか
I have no choice but to pick her. She claps me on the shoulder, her braids trembling, seemingly even more delighted by my answer than I'd expected.
そんなに期待しているんじゃ私も頑張らないとねいやその
I can't come out and say that I don't really care at this point.
そう思っているの
Noticing my Amitia partner muttering to herself, I get the feeling I've messed up.
まあ実際のところ委員長と千鳥の一騎打ちになりそうだし試験を楽しみにさせてもらうよ
Single combat between Chidori and the prince. Single combat.
でも試験か何でもいいって言ってたけど
Okay, we skip. Right. Once again, about the choreography, we will say that I'd be too nervous working alongside you. Okay. Rooting for the underdog again. Why are we rooting for the underdog again if we said that the prince should be Princess Aurora? I'm so confused. Okay, but sure, that's the choice in the guide, that's what I'm gonna do. Alright. Okay, so, are you worrying about me? This time we say the cakes today aren't as good as usual. Alright. She's smiling brilliantly and I react without thinking.
心配はそりゃしてるさ本当に嬉しいわ
It's heartwarming to see Erika be so nice to Rika. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. That's, I guess, a cute angle we get to see. Only in this version.
怪我のせいでお茶会の菓子のグレードが落ちたんじゃないかってね
Now we're not so nice to her though. We're insulting her cakes. Her braids droop. She looks very clearly crestfallen due to my off-the-cuff joke. You know, something very cute about how Rika is described is that there's personality in her braids, as if they were puppy ears or something that express a certain state. Because we had it earlier that her braids were like, I don't know, doing something because she was happy. That Erika has said she was a better fit for a princess role. And now that we said her cakes are not so great, her braids droop. It's like puppy ears. Yeah. Okay.
ごめんなさい 今日は溺愛のものばかりになってしまって。おい、冗談だよ。そこまで食い意地が張っちゃいないさ。
I was just thinking that her braids are like puppy ears or a tail. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Personality braids. Cute. She breaks into a smile again.
私も冗談よ。やったわ。初めて八重垣さんから一本取れたわね。
Alright, that's nice that she's not hurt by it. She tries to give a little jump for joy, then grimaces with pain. And I can't help but laugh. Oh yeah, her ankle is hurt, yeah. The tea party continues harmoniously for a while. Okay, I can skip here. We once again say, and I'm a fair young maiden myself. Okay. Right, mystery, now we have to make the right choices anyway, right? Random student, correct. Clothes it was wearing appeared green. People spotted someone loitering around, okay. It needed to search the art room again, okay. And so. Okay. A line from the movie Good Will Hunting comes to mind. Oh. Interesting. And my mouth twitches self-deprecatingly. The two people who float to the forefront of my sleepless mind are Chidori, who confessed to me the darkness that burdens her, and Sister Basquiat, in whose ample chest I was so recently enveloped. Yeah, but what was the line? Here it is. You don't know about real loss, because it only occurs when you've loved something more than you love yourself. Oh, that's such a good line. Oh, I love that movie so much. Oh. Oh. I can just picture it in front of my eyes if I yeah, okay, very cool name. My Amitia partner is sleeping peacefully in the bed next to mine. My heart aches a little when I think of her. While our circumstances are different, she bears a similar scar to me. I raised the question myself, but I have no answer. Of course I don't. There isn't just one answer, because Chidori isn't the only one who makes my heart ache like that. A kind of embarrassment sweeps over me upon saying her full name, and my face and body grow hot. It's the same emotion I feel towards Chidori. Oh my gosh. It's an agonizing feeling, though it's probably presumptuous of me to compare the way I feel about her about my métier partner or the woman I idolize. Okay, here we make a save, it seems. Okay. Right, so the choice is this one. I guess this refers to Sister Basket. When I close my eyes, I see the golden hair and the golden eyes of my idol. Recalling the soft feel of her voluptuous breasts from earlier just serves to stoke the fire burning within me. I put my hand to my red cheek, then rake it roughly through my already messy hair. I muttered to myself. Then I close my eyes to turn these thoughts over in my mind, and to ascertain exactly how I feel deep down inside. This choice feels like the game giving you one last chance to go back to the Chidori route. I guess so. Could be. Half of life is struggles and the other half is getting through them. A line from the movie The Whales of August comes to mind. I gaze at Sister Basket striding across the stage, wondering to myself if this right now is the trouble or the getting over it.
横幅は歩いて16歩ほどね。一度に出せる演者はその半分と考えた方がいいかしら。
結婚式に訪れた客役ならそれでいいでしょうが、踊ることを考えたら4人が限界でしょうね。
そう。でも発表会なのだから、一時に踊るよりも一人一人演技を見せた方がいいものね。
Sister Basket finishes measuring out the size of the stage by pacing across it, coming down the steps and over to me.
7歩だわ。
When I ask her what that means, she puffs her cheeks out slightly.
奥行きの話よ。確かにみんなで絢爛豪華に踊るというのは難しそうね。
She murmurs. She's carefully considering how best to show off everyone on the stage, and I find myself touched by her sunny, ever-charming temperament.
たとえトラブルの途中だとしても悪くない。
It will be separation end if you choose Chidori at this point. Yeah, I guess so, because you haven't chosen much of the other things that should get you to Chidori's route, but yeah. Who knows? I mean, I guess if you've experimented with it, then you know better. I don't, I'm just clueless. I follow the guide, or I take for granted what you guys say, because I have no reason to mistrust you. Okay. I muttered to myself.
今、私に質問したのかしら？
見せ場のデジレ王子とオーロラ姫の結婚式ですが、祝いに訪れ一人一人踊りを披露するという形が一番しっくりきそうですね。
そうね。男性役はなるべく省かなくてはならないから、一人で各自披露する方がいいかもしれないわ。
Her golden eyes are fixed rapidly on the stage, and I'm sure she's imagining everyone dancing up there. Seeing her like this, I'm compelled to ask a question.
バスキア教諭もこの舞台で踊ったことがあるのですか？
cute.
子供の頃にね、養父である神父様に手ほどきを受けたわ。厳しかったけど、良い思い出。
Her golden eyes sparkle like they've caught the sunlight as she recalls these memories of her past. Wait, let me... I don't know if I catch the point here. Have you danced on this stage specifically? And then she says, yes, when I was a child. The priest who adopted me told me to basically... He was very strict, I guess is what I meant, but I have fond memories of it. What would the male priest be doing in this school? Asking her to dance on the stage as a child. I'm confused, but okay. Face value, it's okay. Her golden eyes sparkle like they've caught the sunlight as she recalls these memories of her past. Although they must be from decades past, I'm sure that to her it feels like these things happened just yesterday.
少し焼けるな。
ごめんなさい。また聞き逃してしまったわ。
Catching a very distinct look in her eyes, like she's regarding some precious treasure, I realize I can't tell her that I felt jealous over her deceased guardian. Instead, I say I was nervous.
振り付けはいわば演出。監督するようなものだ。責任重大ですよ。
That's what I also thought when I first read it, but then I went back and realized this is a direct answer to have you danced on this stage, and she says yes when I was a child. So it sounds like she danced on the stage when she was a child, so it's like weirdly phrased. But yeah, so I guess indeed she was taught by someone, and then when she came here she had the previous knowledge, and so she ended up dancing. So yeah. She states decisively, and I respond with an unsure smile. She bends down so that she's on my eye level, smiles softly, then takes hold of my hand in a perfectly natural motion. My body grows hot at the feel of her soft hand on mine. As she leans in toward me, her feminine scent tickles my nose, and I feel terribly on edge. I'm very aware that it's just the two of us in this enclosed space, and find my mind drifting to our time in the baths a few days prior. How she had reminded me of my mother.
あら、八重垣さん、信じてくれないの?
Although she's addressing me in my agitated state, the words breeze right past me. She's speaking to me very intently, but...
ですから大丈夫。きっとうまくいきます。
My voice comes out all squeaky, and I am unable to meet her affectionate gold-shaded gaze. She then suddenly lifts her clasped hands and... What's happening?
先生。
これは厄除けよ。私は強運なの。
She sticks out her tongue mischievously and flashes me a beguiling smile. I know that she did it with good intentions. She's just trying to encourage me after I revealed my qualms about taking on such a big responsibility. Still...
なんだって、私の胸はこんなにも高鳴っているんだよ。
The day of the ballet recital is drawing closer, which means that I'm spending a lot of time together with Sister Basket, much of which has been spent going over what sort of performance will best fit each student. The letters I've received from my classmates and the talks I've had with them have shown just how invested in the recital they are. We've been brainstorming how to best channel their passion. Yes, the two of us together.
参ったな。
Once practice for the ballet recital was over, I wanted to find somewhere, anywhere, to be by myself for a while in order to settle the swirl of emotions within me. I'd pushed my wheelchair along, searching for somewhere I could be alone, and I'd ended up here. The light of the setting sun falls on the wooden hutch, making it look almost as though it's on fire. The rabbits scamper away as I approach. Wow, my mind is really jumbled right now. I pay no attention to the rabbits peering warily at me, or the dried grass I'm feeding them. Instead, my gaze is turned inward to the deepest part of myself as I ask silently, do I love Sister Basket? Okay. If I carry a bit of affection for her, then that's right and proper. How could I not look with goodwill on the person who's looked after and cared for me since the moment I arrived at the academy? Though I'm well aware I'm as fickle as a cat, I'm still capable of feeling a sense of duty or obligation. However...
好意と愛しているかどうかは別問題だ。
What is this emotion swirling within me? Love of a different kind. The kind of desire a man feels for a woman. When we're alone together drawing up the choreography, half of my mind is on the ballet and the other half is focused on Sister Basket's presence. The moments when our fingers brush or our eyes meet. The strange feeling I get whenever she says my name. Perhaps this is first love.
おや、珍しいところで珍しい人物に会うものだ。
My inner reflections are immediately silenced. I narrow my eyes and glare at the figure standing there, bathed in the same red light as the hutch.
返事がないということは、八重垣くんじゃないのかな?
My eyes narrow further at her teasing tone.
ダニエル・クレイグにでも見えるのか?
I snap back and she steps forward with a sardonic smile on her lips.
どうやら今日はご機嫌斜めのようだ。重い日なのかい?
Am I gonna get really severely annoyed by this question being used and repeated all the time in these these stories? Come on. Just come up with something new, please, Yuzurihan. That's enough. Yatsushiro senpai jokes with me, though that reminds me, going by my cycle, it should be coming up soon. Because my head's elsewhere, I end up taking too long to respond.
具合が悪い。いやいや、ならこんな場所に足は運ばないだろう。
Are you fretting about something? I'm hard-pressed answering such a direct question, of course.
どうやら予想が当たったようだ。死のように探偵を気取る気はないが。
なんです。
古来から悩みは吐露すれば気が晴れるらしいと聞くよ。
It's a phrase I've heard before. Still, the offer to have someone hear me out is tempting. This eccentric upperclassman of mine may be able to tell me just what these feelings I'm experiencing are.
相談できる事柄ではないんです。
But it's no good. I'm worried that discussing it with her could end up causing trouble for Sister Basket. There's no way I can tell her.
そうか。君が言うならそうなのだろう。
Yatsushiro-senpai goes over to the rabbits, who are watching us with interest. At some point, she must have picked up some of the hay, and she feeds it to them through the wire of the hutch. I watch her back in silence as she does so. The silence stretches out. The only movement is the rabbits bobbing their heads as they munch on their food.
これは余計なお世話だが、とある映画の中で、人間は人生を失敗する権利がある。
The movie she's referencing is Amélie, one of my favorites.
何を思い悩んでいるにせよ、行動はしておいた方がいい。思っているまま抱えていると、いずれ心が腐り落ちてしまうからね。
Although it's a warning for me, it sounds like she's trying to convince herself of it as well. I neither agree nor disagree. I simply continue staring at her back, lit by the westerly sun. Practice for the ballet recital has grown extremely intense. I finished the rough choreography, and we're now at the stage where I tweak it while watching each person perform their role. I scrutinize my classmates' moves from one of the hard chairs in the underground theater. Should I keep things as they are or add in more complex moves to stimulate the audience? Now that I've determined each girl's habits and where the weaknesses lie in their performances, I have to decide whether to take things out and patch the remainder together or throw in some supplementary moves. Right, good. Nodding to myself, I scribble observations down in my notebook. The Diamond Fairy is fine as is. The Sapphire Fairy has issues with her jeté. Her choreography will need some slight adjustments. I watch the stage in earnest, continuing with my careful examination of their dancing. But I soon become aware that there's some kind of haze clouding my vision. It's like I'm viewing the world through a thin, diaphanous membrane. I wonder if this is how Chidori sees things. I narrow my eyes, focusing on the girl currently dancing for me. Right, good. However, it's like there's a pool of spilled milk behind my eyelids. Although my vision is compromised, Sister Basket's voice rings clearly not only in my ears, but across the whole room. I aimlessly think to myself how a person's occupation must be a large part of what shapes them. My sense of smell is sharper too, picking up the characteristic scent of Sister Basket beside me. While faint, the smell is incredibly comforting. As I focus my attention on it, it's as though a thick, sweet milk is congealing over my eyes. Then... oh no. Is she passing out? What's happening? At the same time as I register her distant voice, my consciousness starts slipping away from me. Oof. There are 3 dreams I have, over and over. I'm in a white room, I'm completely naked, I'm freezing cold and trembling uncontrollably. Seeing myself sitting in my wheelchair with my arms wrapped around my shoulders, I realize that this is one of those 3 dreams. There are dreams known as lucid dreams, where you know you're dreaming, but this dream has something lucid dreams don't. I can't will myself to move a single finger. All I can do is gaze at myself while I'm watching, like I'm watching a scene in a movie. However, all 3 dreams have a commonality in that they flow from one scene to another. The setting doesn't change, but time passes and my body changes with it. And I simply accept all of this. It's the way things always are. No, there's something new, a sensation I've never felt before. A nostalgic fragrance seeps in from somewhere, waking me. Mom, perhaps I call for her? When I open my eyes, even through my drowsiness, I can feel a dull, hot ache in my lower belly. Looks like I got my period. Okay. And on top of that, I must have caught a cold, as I attempt to pull my feverish body into a sitting position. Oh. I see Sister Basket fast asleep beside me, and I understand what happened. She must have carried me back to my room after I fell ill and fainted during practice for the ballet recital, and then she took care of me. The moment I see her face, I feel as though my chest is in a vice. Tears well up in my eyes, and I'm having difficulty breathing. It's like I'm burning up from the inside. When I look at her sleeping contentedly, pure as anything, I realize my true feelings. A wave of intense emotion wells up in my heart and floods through me. Although I try to fight it, I can't stop the tears from flowing. The moment I admit to myself that I'm in love with Sister Basket, it's like a door inside my head is flung open, letting in a fresh gust of air. Failure is human destiny. These feelings will never be reciprocated. I run my fingers through her bangs as she sleeps and whisper her name. The touch of my fingers or the sound of my voice draws her from her light slumber, and her eyes flutter open. She stares at me wide-eyed for a moment, like a little girl before the realization that she must have fallen asleep hits her. She sits up hurriedly, vivid patches of scarlet coloring her cheeks.
看病していたのだけれど寝入ってしまったみたいで。
ありがとうございます。先生が連れてきてくれたのでしょ。
あ、そうだ、お薬を飲まないと。
She makes her way over to the desk, her gait clumsy from having just been asleep. There's an untouched glass of water on the desk, gathering condensation and dampening the coaster it's sitting on. She brings over the glass along with the packet of powdered medicine.
さあ、お薬を。あ、でも何か軽く食べてからの方がいいかしら。
Her brows are furrowed in genuine concern. I tell her I'd like to talk to her about something.
どうしたの？吐き気でも。
大丈夫。先生、お願いです。こちらへ来てくれませんか？
Looking bewildered, she puts the glass of water and the medicine down and comes back over to me. Perhaps she's noticed that I'm acting strangely as she bends down meekly to look me in the eye.
言うんだ。
Time to tell this Sister Basket how I feel. Somehow I don't trust that this will happen.
何か思い詰めているのね。何でもおっしゃいなさい。先生が受け止めますから。
Those kind words bring tears to my eyes. But failure is human destiny.
聞いてください。
Okay. Yatsushiro Senpai's words linger in the back of my mind like a curse.
私は。
I tried to say the words, but my lips are trembling. My whole body is trembling. And I realize how terribly weak I've grown. I've not yet come to terms with my own weakness.
八重垣さん、もし私に言いづらいのであれば神に。
I don't know if that works in this instance. God has nothing to do with this.
バスキア教諭。いや、ダリア先生。私は。
She must have grasped what I'm trying to get across as her cheeks flush and she blinks as though she's bearing witness to an unbelievable miracle occurring before her very eyes.
ダリア・バスキアを愛しているのです。
Okay, that's very precise and okay. That's it? Patience, bitter, fruit, plant, sweet, something like that. She said it. That must be why you need the flower to open some, otherwise Erika doesn't have the courage. Okay, I see. Yeah, I mean, it was quite bold. I don't know if they want to do something extra with it, if there's like another scene or something. It feels to me like it's something that's not necessarily gonna go anywhere, but at least she put it out there, right? And she herself is aware of the fact that it won't be reciprocated, I guess. Oh, there's a bit more. Okay. Thunderous applause fills the hall the moment that Chidori finishes dancing. Although I'd try to watch without rose-tinted glasses, there's not much I can objectively say. She was wonderful, that's all there is to it. And not just Chidori, the set designers, the costumers, the lighting technicians, the musicians, the other dancers, everyone came together to make this performance happen. Words aren't enough not to convey this feeling. The applause shows no sign of abating, and I continue clapping along with them. As does Sister Basket, who's seated beside me.
よかった。みんなとても頑張って。ミスなく踊り切りました。
She nods, tears welling up in her eyes, then takes hold of my hand as though to share the emotion welling up inside her.
ごめんなさい。ぶしつけでしたね。
As soon as she touches me, I drew my hand back from hers like it was a cup of scalding hot coffee. My heart aches just a little at this new development. Whatever it is you're wondering about, you should do something about it. Because if you don't, it will eat you up inside. Yatsushiro-senpai had been right in more ways than one. If I hadn't confessed to her the light of the evening sun filling the room, mightn't those feelings I was harboring have eaten away at my soul? And after all, failure is human destiny. True to those words, my confession had not been reciprocated. Her cheeks flushed. Sister Basket had told me that she was flattered, but that she was a nun. Based on that alone, she couldn't return my feelings. And also, your teacher, very important. It was a categorical rejection.
だが、それは分かっていたことだ。
This was Sister Basket, the pious Christian. I knew I didn't have a prayer of it being reciprocated. Even so, I'd been compelled to tell her, compelled to confess my love for her.
八重垣さん、行きましょう。最後のリベランスはみんなと一緒にする約束だ。
The curtains come down slowly. Soon they'll rise again to another round of applause, and we've decided to be there with the rest of the cast to celebrate our success together.
ええ、みんなが待っている。
She offers me her hand. I again feel the soft sensation of Sister Basket's, Dahlia Basket's, fingers. Her gentle golden eyes, her heart warmer and bigger than anyone else's. That scent so reminiscent of my mother.
諦めることなんて。
Imagining Dahlia's golden eyes looking only at me, I pray to God for the first time that my dream might come true. Well, I guess that's it. Although I don't know about that feeling at the end of like, I'm not gonna give up, I'm gonna still like hang on these feelings. I don't know if that's the healthy thing to do. I do understand the part of wanting to put it out there when you have feelings for someone, even though you might have clear indications, depending on the circumstances, that it would not come to anything. but just putting it out there and being properly rejected would give you some sort of closure and the ability to move on from that. I have been in that position. I have also been on the other side of that position, which is not fun. So I get those, but I think that bit at the end of like, oh, I'll still hope that my dream might still come true, even though the chances are really I feel like that's not healthy. But maybe she needs to learn it the hard way. I don't know. At least Dahlia was able to let her down in a way that leaves Erika feeling at peace. Yeah, exactly, to get that closure. I'm sure plenty of other nuns wouldn't have been so understanding about Erika's sexuality. Oh yeah, you're right. The fact that like that wasn't a component in it, like not admonishing her for like, wait, what? You're in love with a woman? Ah! You know, that also, yeah, you're right, absolutely right. That's a positive aspect of it. The further from the true end you get, the more stagnant the character becomes. It's quite a jump from True End then to More Than Friends and now this. It's pretty significant. Yeah, I can see. I can see. That's sad though. Yeah. Oh well. Okay. I think this is good for tonight. I think I will leave it here. I know we still have to do the bad end of this and then we will get some extra chapter that we need to read. But I think it's better to do it next time, even though it might not take the whole stream. That's okay. I can prepare for the fall episode as well, so we can jump straight into it if we have some extra time. But for tonight, I think this is perfect. We're exactly on the mark in terms of timing, and I need to rest because I've had like a few nights of not that great sleep, and I felt really tired the whole day today. So I think it's perfect. Yeah. There we go. Alright. Right, let's see. I want to forget this route, where I love Dahlia when Chidori exists. Yeah. Of course, that's the true direction of this piece of the story, of course. But, I guess there's a point to having some alternate endings and like exploring them, and not necessarily to have that be right, because since they're not the true direction, then obviously automatically they're not the right thing for the character. But at least gives us the chance to, I don't know, explore certain circumstances and talk about it and reflect on it. Like this bit about love that is not reciprocated. I felt that part at least was interesting in this regard, you know, that you get to talk about it and think about it maybe and reflect on it. Maybe you've had something similar happen. What were the lessons that you got from that in life, you know? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I will rest for sure. Thank you for being here. I think the writing for Dahlia's route is really good. The tension before the confession and the scene with Yuzu are both very memorable to me. A massive upgrade over Rika's route in Spring. Yeah, okay, that for sure. At least it has a lot more substance than that. Yeah, I agree. It's kind of like the trick ending in Numineko, a different, more tragic perspective. Yeah. So even if you don't like it in terms of like accepting that as the path for the character to walk on, at least it gives you something to think about and reflect on, and I think this did that. And true, it's in a lot more ways than Rika's part. Yeah, I don't know, I'm a little bit sad because generally now I've come to a point where I really like Rika, but the spring episode put her in like these situations where I really disliked her, and it's such a contrast. Like, I felt like it went from 0 to 100 so fast, and then back to 0 somehow. And I don't know, I felt it was a little bit unfair towards her character because I guess I think it needed a little bit more development for that. You still dislike her? I think the one thing that redeemed her in my eyes is just how much she takes care of Suo now. and how genuine that care towards her feels. Yeah, it's just miles away from you have to like me and not mighty and stuff. Like those moments were really okay. Just replay the true ending for balance. I'm not sure if I understand what you mean. I guess there would be an argument to be made about exploring something that's not as fulfilling for the character as the true ending, you know, something that it feels like, oh, this is kind of like the wrong way to go about it, just again to give you something to think about and reflect. There is value in that as well. I think there is, and I think there was value in this ending as well. At least I took some things out of it, and I thought there was to see the developed Erika again. Okay, I see what you mean. All right. Okay. Right. So then next time the plan is we do the bad ending of this, which I can't imagine what what it could even be. There should be an extra chapter that we unlock after that, possibly. I hope I don't need to do all the bad endings for the mystery stuff to unlock the extra chapter. If we do, then I guess we have to do it. And with whatever time is left, then we can jump into the fall episode. I will set that up during the weekend. I think that sounds like a plan. You shouldn't have to. Okay, great, because I'm not interested. That's exactly the point of these endings and roots. Yeah. They have their value. For sure. Okay. And if I don't know, it's very personal as well, right? So if someone personally just doesn't see it, just forget about it. It's not even the true ending anyway, so no reason to stress. I need one last ending for extra. Okay, we will do it next time. Awesome. Great. Okay. Right. I will go chill a little bit and then I'll go to bed. Thank you so much for joining and being so awesome as always. It is the nicest thing to do to spend time with you and end my day on such a high note. So I appreciate you, even though I'm really tired. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. You're awesome. Keep being awesome. Have a nice weekend, and I will see you again on Tuesday with more of this. Take care. Bye bye.